Hello everyone! Welcome to our channel, Peter and Lala. If you're new here, I'm inviting you to please subscribe on our YouTube channel, and you are welcome to ask questions regarding our topic for today on the comment section, and I will answer them right away. If you want to support our channel, you can now purchase the stickers on the comment section. Our topic for today is regarding the common questions during K1 visa interview. And sa K1 visa interview, meron tayong pre-screening at final interview. So sa pre-screening, ang gumagawa ng pre-screening is Filipino nationals. And marami din silang windows para sa pre-screening. And sa final interview, doon naman ay ang American Consul. Yun sila ang magdi-decide kung approve yung inyong mga visa or they need more documentation from you as an applicant. So, this applies to immigrant and non-immigrant visa applicants. Pero itong common questions during K1 visa interview na topic natin today are for K1 visa. Let's proceed. Ayan guys, yung number 1 question is, what is your full name? Number 2, birth date. Number 3, email address. Number 4, phone number. Number 5, address. And number 6, did you live or work abroad? Ito, yung question na to, tinatanong nila kasi kung tumira kayo sa abroad ng more than 6 months or nagtrabaho kayo sa abroad more than 6 months, they need to see or you need to provide a police clearance from that country. Do you have a derivative joining you? When they say derivative, this is your K2. K2 visa is for your derivative or your child. Yun lang para hindi kayo malito pag tinanong yung derivative. What's your fiancé's full name? So ito dapat alam ninyo. Kay fiancé ko, wala siyang middle name, so name and surname lang. What's your fiancé's address? Ayan, ito dapat alam nyo yung kumpletong address ng inyong mga fiancé. What is your fiancé's phone number? Ayan, dapat alam nyo rin yan. Does your fiancé have a child? If the answer is yes, how many? Yan, itatanong ulit sa inyo. Is your fiancé divorced? How many times? Yan, itatanong kasi kailangan yung i-provide yung kanilang divorce decree. Yung ipoprovide ninyong divorce decree during interview is kailangan original. How long have you been together? Ayan, kailangan yung sagutin. Hindi nyo kailangan pag-isipan, kailangan alam ninyo. Are you married before? This is the question for you. If the answer is yes, of course, you need to provide. If you're a divorced or foreigner, you need to provide a divorce decree, as I've mentioned. And if you're annulled in the Philippines, you need to provide the CENOMAR, Certificate of No Marriage, and the marriage certificate with annotation on the side. Ito yung halimbawa yung inyong marriage certificate, merong annotation yan sa gilid na galing ng PSA. How many times he's been in the Philippines? So in our situation, Peter flew to the Philippines 8 times. When was the first time he visited you? So I explained again, it's December 2022. And then when was the last time he visited you? So September. Ayan guys. Pero pwede nyo rin naman i-elaborate yung inyong sagot guys sa akin na when was the first time he visited you? Ano ba, sinabi kong December, tapos he's been in the Philippines 8 times and he last visited me September. Pwede mo rin naman siyang sagutin ng diretso para hindi na niya maitanong yung mga susunod na tanong, or pwede mo rin namang antayin na itanong niya muna sa'yo. And of course, that is our pre-screening interview. Common questions. But you may encounter questions that is not discussed on this list. So yan guys, sumali din kayo sa mga Facebook groups, Facebook Messenger group chats, Ayan, meron sila mga discussions doon kung ano yung mga tinanong sa kanila ng mga consul para meron kayong idea kung naku-curious kayo. Pero hindi naman siya mahirap na sagutin basta't alam ninyo, kilala ninyo ang inyong mga fiancé at genuine ang inyong mga relationship. Ito naman napaka-basic lang ito kung talagang kilala ninyo ang inyong mga fiancé. American consul naman ang magtatanong nito sa inyo sa final interview. So, sa akin, tinanong niya, did you work abroad? I said, yes. And tinanong niya, what is your job there? So, I said, I was a domestic helper in Hong Kong for 3 years and then I moved to Russia and I work as a nanny for 7 years. And then, sabi niya, oh, that's almost the same job, right? The same job type. Yeah, I said yes. Because in Hong Kong, I have 1 child and I'm taking care of 1 child. And then in Russia, I was taking care of a child too. I was a nanny. So, ayun, sabi nga niya, pareho lang daw naman pala yung aking naging work sa Hong Kong and Russia. Chatty naman siya, tsaka friendly, kind, hindi ka mahirapan na parang mahirap siyang i-approach or kakabahan ka. Pero syempre ako kinabahan kasi, 'di ba, normal na reaction natin sa mga ganung sitwasyon. How did you met your fiancé? Ito in-explain ko. My fiancé happened to be working with my friend in the US. They work on the same employer and my friend referred me to my fiancé. When was the last time you're together? So, in-explain ko sa kanya, my fiancé has been in the Philippines for 8 times and he last visited September. He's supposed to fly here in December because he's flying to the Philippines every 3 months, but we got approved, so he's not going to the Philippines this December, but we last met in September. And then he asked, what are you doing during his stay in the Philippines? I said, we are traveling to historical places, making videos, and then we are uploading it on our YouTube channel. So, ayan, inelaborate ko na lang siya. And we also bond with my family, family in the province, and most of the time we are spending time in Manila. What's your petitioner's full name? Petitioner's birth date, how old is your petitioner, and what is his job? Mga ganon. Marami pang mga pwedeng tanong, pero ito lang yung mga na-encounter ko na tanong. Tapos yung sa ating pre-screening, kinuha ko yan sa Facebook, yung kanilang mga experience. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, mag-join kayo ng mga Facebook groups. Kasi nilalagay nila din yung timeline ng kanilang mga visa, K1 visa timeline, pati yung mga interview questions, pre-screening, and final interview questions. And then, consul said, okay, I will leave your passport here and you can wait for your visa in 1 to 2 weeks. So, yan guys, tapos na yung aking interview, pulang-pula ako. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung pinagpawisan ako. Tapos, hindi man lang na ako nag-thank you, todo yung smile ko. Tapos, umalis na ako ng harapan ng consul sa may window. So, ayan guys. Grabe, hanggang paglabas ng consulate, nakangiti ako. Tapos, ang bilis kong maglakad. So, ayan. Yung interview ko is 7:30 a.m. Tapos, inagahan ko na doon. Yung inistehan ko na hotel is 6 to 8 minutes walk lang from US Consulate. And if you want to watch the video where, ayan, yung aking room tour, kung saan ako nagstay during my K1 visa interview, ayan, may video din ako sa YouTube channel para meron kayong idea kung saan kayo mag-i-stay during your interview. And 7:30 yung aking interview ng umaga, natapos siya ng 10. So, ayan, ilang oras din. Kaya mas maaga, mas maganda, mas maaga kayo sa loob, ay sa pila. Yung pila sa labas. Bawal ang cellphone sa loob. Alam niyo naman siguro yung mga bawal sa loob. Hindi pwede ang mga gadgets, mga food. Kaya kumain na kayo ng maaga and mas maganda kung may kasama kayo para may mga maghihintay sa inyo sa labas kung hindi kayo mag-i-stay sa hotel. So, ay marami naman mga nandun sa during interview na may mga kasama sila sa labas naghihintay. So, ayan guys, if you want to know our timeline after interview approval, keep watching the video. And guys, para meron kayong idea, but this is case-to-case basis. Sabihin ko lang sa inyo na approve yung aming K1 visa, August 20, 2024. Yun yung aming NOAA 2 or yung tinatawag na Notice of Action 2, Approval Notice. Sent to Department of State, September 25, 2024. I did public inquiries 3 times and nakuha ko yung NBC case number through public inquiry, October 10. Ito na yung pang-apat na beses ko na gumawa ng public inquiry. Pwede kayong mag-public inquiry, pero hindi nyo may expect na meron na kayo agad na case number kasi ipaprocess pa yan sa National Visa Center. Tapos, yung aming K1 FTP o yung tinatawag na welcome letter is na-receive ni fiancé ko sa kanyang email October 22, 2024. So, ayan guys. Yun na yung importanteng papel niyo rin kasi kailangan niyo yan sa medical and biometrics and interview. K1 FTP. At pati yan, kailangan nyo pa rin dito pag nag-apply kayo ng AWUS. Ayan, or sa green card. Kaya i-print nyo na yan ng maraming kopya. Ako marami akong kopya ng K1 FTP. After mong matanggap yung, or mayroon ka ng case number, pwede ka na fill up ng DS-160 online and then i-print mo yung confirmation page. Kasi marami ka rin paggagamitan ng confirmation page. Yun lang yung kailangan mo dalhin sa interview and sa biometrics and medical. So, ayan. Binayaran ko yung aking visa November 4 through RCBC. Cash yan, guys. And, pwede rin siyang online and credit card. And yung aking MRV slip or ay na-receive ko naman through email noong November 5. Pero ang kailangan nila sa during US visa interview is original, guys. Yung galing mismo sa bangko. Maliit lang siya na papel. Original. Medical exam, December 10. Biometrics, December 19. Yung interview ko is December 24, pero dineclare ni Biden na ano siya, holiday. So, minove ngayon ng US Embassy yung aking interview to January 14. So, another delayed na naman sa aming interview. Diba? Another waiting na naman. And then, sa aking interview, January 14, pasado naman ako. Pero pag check ko sa CEAC website, ayan, refuse yung aking visa status na grabe nagpanic ako ng sobra. Kaya ang ginawa ko na naman, nag-research na naman ako sa Facebook, sa Google, lahat na. Tapos, yung 221G letter, ayan, is sinend ng US Embassy sa akin noong January 21, sinend ko yun sa LBC Samoa. Tapos, na-receive ng US Embassy January 23. Tapos, dyan, nag-check ako agad ng aking CAC website kasi na, habang chine-check nila yung inyong mga documents, nagpapalit din ng status yung inyong yung visa status nyo sa CAC website. So, January 23, nag-check ako. January 27, nag-change siya pero refuse pa rin. Tapos, nag-change ulit siya. January 30 pero refuse pa rin. And then, February 6, refuse pa rin. Imagine the stress, guys. So, tumawag ako sa US Embassy at ang sabi nga doon, pwedeng ipa-escalate pero kailangan mag-antay ng 10 days. Pag 10 days na wala pa ring update or hindi napalitan ng update yung inyong CAC visa status, pwede na kayong magpa-escalate ng inyong mga cases. So, February 21, napansin nyo guys, February 6, refuse. Tapos, February 21, nag-request na ako ng escalation since may 10 days naman na walang bagong update sa aking visa status sa CEAC website. So, February 24, refuse pa rin. And February 28, ayan, approve na siya. After 7 days nung pina-escalate ko. So, 1 week after escalation, na-approve na siya. Chinek ko siya ng umaga, wala pa. Refuse pa rin. Chinek ko ng 1:30 PM. Ayan, approve. Usually, nag-change siya ng status ng hapon, bandang hapon. Tapos, 2:25, ready na siya. Na 2:55 ng hapon, ready na yung aking visa. Tapos, March 3, ayan, ilang araw pa yung inantay ko, dun pa lang siya na-issued. Tapos, March 5, pumunta na ako ng Manila. Tapos, may time pa naman ako kasi nagahan kong umalis sa probinsya. May time pa naman ako ng March 5. Dumiretso na ako ng hotel. Iniwan ko yung mga gamit ko. Tapos, pumunta na ako ng visa application center sa may Parkal para i-pick up yung aking visa. So, ayan guys. Tapos, nag-CFO ako ng March 10. Same day after ko mag-CFO. Tapos kumakuha yung certificate ko ng CFO. Sinabi ko kay Peter, pwede ka nang mag-book ng flight. May nakita pa kaming flight same day. Ayan na naman, nag-taxi ako. Tapos kinuha ko yung mga luggages ko, mga gamit ko sa hotel. Dumiretso na ako ng airport. Oh, saan kayo guys? So March 10, CFO ko. Tapos March 10 din yung aking flight. Tapos, syempre, na-late tayo sa Pilipinas or advance tayo sa Pilipinas. Kaya pagdating ko ng Los Angeles, pagdating ko ng US, March 10 din. So, ayan, di ba? Ganun kabilis yung after kong makuha yung visa. Kasi sobrang tagal namin nagantay, guys. February 2023, filer kami. 2 years bago ako nakapunta dito kay Peter since final namin yung visa. Pero we are together since 2021, so 4 years na kami guys in a magkakilala in a relationship. So ayan guys, yung K1 visa namin sobrang tagal, parang spousal visa na siya. So ayan guys, good luck sa inyong lahat, at kung meron tayong hindi na cover dito, meron kayong gustong itanong, you are welcome on the comment section. Ayan, sasagutin ko kayo guys. Ayan, napagod na ako magsalita. And thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe on our channel, and thank you so much. See you again next time.